Hi, my name's Corey Plow. I'm your street law teacher, and I'm just creating a short video to try to give you an introduction to the course. Street law is basically about what your sort of standard rights are. We look at criminal law, like the legal system, as far as courts, crime, justice, that kind of stuff. We look at something called tort law, which means when you want to sue people, how do you do it? We look at housing law and consumer law, which means when you want to buy things or rent things, what are your protections essentially. And then we try to look a little bit at the difference between your basic liberties and and civil rights. Some of you are repeating, or some of you are taking this course following the civil liberties course from the first semester. You'll have a little bit of a head start on things like civil liberties and civil rights. The rest of it is going to be completely new material though. For those of you that are taking street law who haven't taken the civil liberties course, don't worry, you're not at a disadvantage or anything. It's a pretty easy class. There's just some writing. So keep in mind, one of the cool things about my class is that anytime you have a writing assignment, feel free to do it in any other type of format. If you want to do a PowerPoint, if you want to do a slideshow, a wiki, if you want to make a little video, just like I'm doing right here instead. That's cool. I'll take almost every single assignment in any format that you want to give it to me in. I just want you to do some work. You need to know about this course. There's 6 units, and the very first unit is this course introduction unit, and this is pretty basic. All you're going to do is tell me a little bit about yourself, I'll tell you a little bit about me, and we'll figure out how to get through this course. Okay? Starting in unit 2, you're going to have pretty much the same format for all of the remaining 5 units. So let's go over to unit 2 and take a look. This is an introduction to law and the legal system. You have a unit introduction page, which you'll have on here with your point values, and there'll be a little bit of a timeline. But here's what I want you to know about the course. There's always going to be basic little review quiz. That's going to be small and should take you a matter of a few minutes. Okay? Then there's going to be an introduction assignment, and this introduction assignment is going to tell you or introduce you to the material that we are studying for this unit. All right? And this one, it introduces you to the idea of why we need laws. You'll have a follow-up assessment that goes with that assignment, and you just have to click on that to get going. And then here comes the heart of the unit. You're going to have something called a presentations and readings assignment. The presentations is basically the majority of the content that you need for this assignment or for this unit. Okay, every unit has a big old project, so all the presentation material is going to help you not only with the presentations assignment but with the big project. So in here you'll notice that there are 5 videos. Alright, you're going to need to watch each video, and in each video you're going to take some notes on this question handout right here. Alright, when you're done with this, you're going to come over to the next lesson that's right below it, which is called readings. Alright, the first one was presentations, this one was readings. You're going to open up those questions that you had already been working on from the presentations section. And then you're going to scroll down and you're going to go through each one of these readings, and you're going to try to find the remaining answers to those questions that you haven't already derived yet. Now what I recommend for these questions is that you open them up right at the very beginning of the class, or the very beginning of the presentations assignment, and you keep them open the entire time that you're going through the presentations and readings, because these questions are going to come from multiple sources. So you're going to need more than just one presentation or more than just one reading assignment to finish most of those questions. Alright, so after you've done the presentation and reading assignment, which is a majority of your points for the unit, then you're going to have the big project, and there's always a unit project. The unit project is usually 4 parts. The unit project is designed to take you about 1 week. Alright, it's broken down by part, and in each part I give you bullet points of what I want. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bullet points. The last bullet point is a set of instructions for what to do next. So that means you have 4 bullet points. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means you have 4 specific requirements that you have to hit for this part. That's how I'm going to grade you, based on if you hit those requirements. Save your work, come down to part 2. You have another requirement, and then another requirement. Out of those 25 points, I'm going to grade you. Did you hit all those requirements to get the full 25? And then you have another part, and this part tells you it's worth 40 points. This one's a little bit bigger, so it tells you steps. So here's step 1, there's step 2, there's step 3. You have to do all 3 steps. And then you'll submit your answers to the project. step 4 or part 4, you're always going to have to evaluate your work. Now what that means is you're going to go back over your work and you're going to look at this rubric and you're going to say, did I develop my ideas? 1, 2, 3, or 4 points. Did I organize well? Did I pay attention to the audience? The audience is who's reading your paper. That's me. Did I write this at a high level for a teacher to read? Language. Did I use quality language to express my ideas? So what you're going to do is rank yourself. You're going to say, for the development part of the rubric, I think that I earned 4 points because I really developed my ideas. They were accurate. I provided specific information. I fully explained the topic and then provided me one example of how you did that. Okay, that's how you are going to evaluate yourself. The main idea behind the evaluation is that you're going to go back and you're going to look at the first 3 parts and make sure that you hit everything well. You clearly developed your ideas, you clearly organized your project, you used good language, and you wrote it at a high level. Alright, so that's how a typical unit goes. You're always going to have a review assignment, an introduction assignment, the presentations and readings assignment, and then you're going to have the major project, the project's worth the most points. Hope this made sense, and I look forward to seeing your work. Now get going on Unit 1.